Is Mark on? Yeah.
Yes.
What state are you in?
Arizona.
Nice. What you got?
Pretty simple question. And so routine patrol, car in front of you, that Nissan Altima, you see a passenger throw out a cup. It explodes, ice goes everywhere, you got littering. All right. With just that violation, stop the car, talk to the passenger. Hey, yeah, I just threw it out. I didn't mean to. I'll go pick it up. Is there any case where we would ID that driver with no civil traffic, no traffic law?
Okay, so I'll take this first round. Not that I can find, but I'll tell you what I teach. I teach that you cannot compel that driver to identify. I know a lot of people are going to be like, they don't agree with me, but my thing is, it is a traffic stop. Let's go through some principles here. It is a traffic stop, and we treat traffic stops like Terry stops. And what the court meant by that is that it's a low level of intrusion. The next thing, we also have Rodriguez, which is a Supreme Court case that tells us that the length of a traffic stop is enough to take care of the mission of the traffic stop. Our mission is that passenger. He's the one why we're contacting that person. And finally, we also know from a case from the 1970s, and this is not a U.S. Supreme Court case, it's actually like a case out of Georgia where it's the principle helps here, even though it's not the same. But the cops were stopping people for no reason, just to actually thank them for their good driving. It's kind of funny. They actually were giving like coupons out and stuff like ice cream and shit like that. It's actually kind of funny.
Right.
They're good-hearted, but the court said that was an unlawful stop.
Yeah.
And the reason I say this is that at the end of the day, we know that we can't just stop drivers. And drivers, they are going to be stopped and detained because of the passenger, but they didn't do anything wrong here. And so I know that if I stop a driver, I can't demand the passenger to identify.
Correct.
So why is the reverse not true?
I agree with you, Ed.
And, I know we're going to have a law in Arizona that says that drivers must surrender their license upon demand. But look at, again, it goes back to that intent. The intent is not that when they passed that law, and under the Fourth Amendment as well, it wasn't like, oh, if your passenger messes up, you're going to identify yourself too. Yeah. They didn't do anything wrong. There's no reason to believe they're not licensed. And so that's what we teach here at Blue to Gold for that scenario. You can ask, absolutely, you can ask, just like you can ask the passenger.
Of course, yeah.
But if that driver says anything like, he's a 10-2 guy, hey, I have nothing to do with this. My friend is the one that has a littering problem, not me. And he does not say I don't have a license, doesn't say, any kind of verbal PC. He just says, look, you got a problem with my passenger, take it up with him. And then once you're done with him, I want to be let go. Mark, at that point, I don't think the cops should arrest him for anything. I think they should just let him go.
I agree. Yeah.